Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Hey guys, welcome to my video on my C33 Laurel project. If you guys have seen any of the other videos, you would have seen this thing lurking in the background under a big layer of dust. Thought I'd show you guys it and show you a bit about it and what my plans were for it. And if I do a video, maybe it'll give me some motivation to actually get the thing done. So basically I had this thing for about 3.5 years. Bought it as a almost rolling shell. I think there was a few bits and pieces missing on it, and it basically came with a motor and a couple of bits and pieces, and I've sort of acquired a lot of bits and pieces over the time. But being in Australia or South Australia, parts for these things are really hard to find, so I've got most of the parts now to get it done. I just got to sort of find the motivation to get it all done. Every time I sort of went to work on it, basically didn't have the parts to do it, and sort of kind of lost motivation straight away. So today basically I've just been spending the day on looking over everything, looking at what I need, looking at what needs to be done, and yeah, going to get a list together and sort of go from there and start trying to smash things off the list and get this thing running. So yeah, here it is. It's got a RB20 DT, manual obviously. It did originally come as a RB20E. This thing has been complied in Victoria and has been registered over there. So my goal for this thing is basically to get it relatively stockish, and then take it through ID inspection in South Australia and hopefully get it registered. That way I can drive on the road, or I can take it to the track. I can do pretty much whatever I want with it. And in South Australia there's not a lot of these that are actually registered. There is a few here, there's a few track cars and that. There is some that are registered, but yeah, I'd say probably less than 10 in the whole state that I know of that are registered. So yeah, it'd be pretty rad to get this thing on the road. So yeah, basically body wise it's all stock. Got some of my SSR meshies on it, just the green colour that most of these things come with. I have got some S2 lights for it I'm going to chuck on. These have just been on it while I was sitting there, and actually something fell on it and it smashed, so yeah, that was a bit devastating. Interior wise, it's got all the parts and stuff in here still. I'm missing a lot of parts from the dash and that, so I've still got to chase all that up. Seats are out of a R33 4-door that I was wrecking a long time ago, and yeah, they fit pretty nicely in here. I would like to actually get some original seats one day, or maybe even put some bucket seats in the front. It's got the original rear seat, so that's pretty cool with the fold down thing or whatnot. Yeah, so if anyone's watching this and has a lot of Laurel interior parts, I'm going to need a few bits and pieces, so hit me up. I've got seat belts and stuff like that in here I've got to put in, so yeah, mainly the dash bits and pieces and that are up there. So my plan is obviously to get it through inspection to register it here, so these wheels will eventually come off it and I'll put the stock suspension and that in it. But these are just some SSR, I forget if they're formula or reverse mesh. I think they're reverse mesh. These are 15 by 9 zeros, and the fronts are 15 by 7.5 plus 5 or something, I think. So pretty cool looking wheels. I've had them for ages and haven't really had a car to put them on, so this has sort of been the car. I'm looking for some Ortec, or whatever you call them, side skirts, the plastic ones that come originally on these. Really hard to find. I might just end up getting some fiberglass ones, but yeah. As for the list of things to go, we're getting pretty well into it. We've got a fair big list and a fair few parts we need to get as well, so got to dig into that. Engine wise, yeah, it's going to be pretty stock. I think it's got a RB25 turbo on it, and everything else is just going to be dead stock so we can get it passed. Probably not going to really look at upgrading it at all. It'd probably just stay a pretty standard sort of car. got other cars if I want to go fast, and well, not really fast, I haven't got really any fast cars, but if I want to go drifting or something with a bit of power, I'll take the S13 out. This would be more sort of like a cruiser type thing, and yeah, take it on the streets and maybe to the track every now and then, but it's not really a car I want to fix up and then end up smashing walls with it, because they're a pretty rare car over here. So I do want to try and keep it looking somewhat nice, even though it's not real nice at the moment. I'd like to fix it up, but yeah, I don't want to be smashing walls and stuff like the Sylvia. I want to try and keep it in somewhat decent condition. So basically, I think the main issue that I've had with it is the wiring loom I've got with it. So every time I sort of try and do some work on it, I get down to the wiring loom and go, oh no, it's not sort of working. So basically, RB20s come in lots of different cars. Main car is the R32 Skyline. They come in these as well, and they also come in your R31, so your red top. So they've all got their differences. The difference with this one is the engine loom has a few different plugs and whatnot. So basically the loom I got with it was a Laurel loom, but some of the bits on the motor are from a Skyline. So for example, this CAS plug is the square one, like that, and then the CAS is a Skyline one, which is a round one. And here they've got some random injector plugs they've chucked on which don't fit, so that's all a bit how you going. Down here, I don't know what they're doing here, but these plugs don't work. What else? We've got sort of wirings all over the place because I've been trying to sort it out. I think they've wired this for a Z32 airflow meter because that doesn't fit the standard one, so got to sort that out. Your igniter for the Laurel and Zafiro, they're like a square plug, which is there, whereas the Skyline one is a round plug. So yeah, so this loom plugs into all the plugs in the interior, but it doesn't plug into a lot of the plugs in here, and it's a bit molested. So I've got a Skyline loom up here, which was originally in a Commodore, I think, but they haven't hacked it up too much, so I can sort of probably reuse this one. So this will basically plug into everything on the motor, but it's not going to plug into anything in the car. So I'm a bit torn between what I do here, whether or not I try and continue with the Laurel loom and maybe take some of the plugs off the Skyline loom to put onto this one, but they've definitely butchered it up with the injector plugs and stuff like that. Normally that's a separate loom, and they've sort of just cut it off and wired their own plugs in. I don't know if they had bigger injectors that would show a different plug or something like that. So yeah, I'm torn between doing that or just taking this loom completely out and putting the Skyline loom straight into it. The only disadvantage with that is all the interior plugs won't plug in, so that's like, I don't know, like your tacho, all that kind of stuff that sort of goes in the dash, or your dash lights and stuff like that. So yeah, if I put the Skyline loom in, I'm going to have to sort of wire up all the power that it needs to run, and then maybe get someone to look at it later. They might be able to splice the Laurel plugs in. At least I've got both looms, I can sort of make it work with both of them. If I only had one of them, it probably would have made it a bit harder. But yeah, if anyone's watching this video and they've got some Laurel parts that they can see that I need, or they've got some side skirts or something like that, hit me up in the comments or whatnot. Only if you're in Australia, it's probably too hard to get them from somewhere else. But yeah, I do have grill, I've got front bar. I wouldn't mind a better front bar. The front bar I've got is all cut out and that, so yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of bits and pieces that I need. I need a few engine bits, which should be easy to find because RB20s are everywhere. It's the Laurel specific stuff that's really hard to find, so that's what I'm sort of struggling with a bit. And yeah, now I've got a bit of a list together and sort of know what I need. I've got a little bit more motivation to work on it. I'm probably going to end up ripping this loom out and maybe go with a Skyline loom, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe if you think you got a bit of a better idea, leave it in the comments and let me know. But yeah. What else can I tell you about it? Oh yeah, so basically these things, they come with, this was an auto originally, so I think they come with like a foot handbrake. So show you, bit of a mess in here because it's been sitting for a good 3 years. There's actually crap everywhere and it smells a little bit in here. I don't know what's been living in here, but something's been living in here. So normally they have a foot brake which is down there somewhere for the handbrake. So that's obviously been removed. We've got a handbrake here. Take the center console off. Try and do it one-handed. So there's no mount or anything for it. Basically that's just your trans tunnel there. Because they didn't come with obviously a handbrake, they came with a foot brake. There's no mount to actually mount this, so I've got a mount out of I think an S13 which I've got to weld into here, and then obviously I'll be able to bolt that in, and then I've got to sort out something on the underneath there to be able to actually mount the handbrake lines. So there's no actual mount underneath the car either, because that was all different for however they set that that foot handbrake up, or foot park brake I should say, or e-brake. So yeah, I've got to work all that stuff out. Whenever I get to that I kind of get a bit demotivated because it's not something that just bolts straight in or something that's easy. So everything on this has been a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I don't know, I've decided I want to start getting some jobs done on it because I want to get it running and I want to get it out of the workshop, so I want to be able to drive it. Got a few plans for this year. I've got a few other cars I want to sort of start working on and a few cool ideas I want to do, so I need to basically get this off the hoist so I can bring some new cars in and get that done. So yeah, if you want to see more of the Laurel content, let us know in the comments. Yeah, I don't know if it's very interesting for you guys or not, but yeah, hopefully we can get this thing running pretty soon, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you got any Laurel parts or any tips on what to do and make it a bit easier, let us know, and yeah, chuck us a like and a subscribe. Appreciate it. Cheers.